keeping his word about rotating his scrum halves and the replacements for Argentina. Guido Petti comes in. Julian Montoya could earn his 40th cap at the age of just 23. The referee for this one hails from South Africa, Jaco Piper, assisted by Glenn Jackson and Pierre Brousset. We're just waiting for, I think, the ball to be on the field. We now have it, and it's going to be Carlo Canna to get things started. Kicked 11 points in the win against Fiji last week in Catania. A good start for Conor O'Shea's team. Critical to maintain the momentum from that victory last week. Over 21 meetings, Italy have just 5 wins, the Pumas with 15. There's been 1 draw, and the visitors' winning streak goes back to Turin in 2008. Creevy then leads the charge from inside the 22. Fires it back. Argentina will try and put a little bit of pressure on Hayward here, and well, there wasn't an awful lot of pressure in terms of the kick chase. Hayward will be frustrated, and already Argentina will feel that that strategy was spot on, getting some change out of the Italian fullback, former Western Force man playing as rugby at Treviso, and the net result is a Puma scrum on the halfway line. Argentina just the heavier in the up-front battle. Landajo waits to get it in. Expect to see plenty of conversation between him and Jaco Piper over the course of the 80 minutes. Ball in and away. Floated into the centre on there. Trying to use a bit of pace to get wide here. It's already away with Boffelli. Had such a great rugby championship. Only man to line up in all of the games, Emiliano Boffelli. Good early start from Argentina, forcing 1 error and then doing decent stuff through the hands. Creevy, supported by Teta Chaparro. Landajo looks right, then goes left through Sanchez. They look to try and bring it out the back door. It's another solid run from Boffelli now on his natural left side. Italy having to defend hard on their own line here. And they've turned it over. Parisse offers himself to be the first man to carry. He's done for 127 previous internationals for the Azzurri. Got to get the exit right here. Not the biggest in-goal area at the Artemi Franchi Stadium. Marcello Violi decides that he will just keep it simple with the box kick. Boffelli just getting a little bit of attention. Argentina line out. Creevy, man is straight behind the great Mario Ledesma. No problem with the arrows. Italy close in, sensing there might be a bit of danger breaking around the corner of that rolling maul. So it is more of a maul and less of the rolling to begin with, as Italy just put up enough of a barrier towards it, which is popular with the Fiorentina crowd. Argentina getting in each other's way as they try to go forward, so penalty to Italy. Better clearance from Carlo Canna. earning his 24th cap. Started against Argentina in Santa Fe in June last year. Argentina won that game 30 points to 24. They're no strangers to close encounters. Argentina very much with the advantage in terms of those 21 wins out of the 25 games that these two sides have played. Luca Bigi goes to the front. Now it's away from Canna, and then a short ball, and it's worked for Tommaso Castello. Was looking for someone on the shoulder. Violi feeds Canna. Little chip through, didn't quite work out. Good opening run from Castello, though. Braam earning just his 4th cap. Conor O'Shea in charge for 18 months now. Got the win against Fiji last week. First one of 2017. This ground, the famous place where they beat the Springboks for the first time last year. 20 points to 18 that day. They're taking them on in a week's time. Don't want to miss that one. I think Boffelli is struggling to get over the knock he's taken. So we've got an early introduction for Juan Martin Hernandez, or in fact is it Sanchez who's leaving the field. Line-out ball is in. Italy set up the maul. Try and confirm whether the Sanchez change is an HIA or anything more, but the way he's being led away down the touchline suggests that there's no particular rush about things. So Juan Martin Hernandez, who would have been expecting to perhaps play the last 15-20 minutes, may have a much larger influence on things here.
Fine. Six.
Ball in from Landajo. Looks for the option. Oh, it's been unceremoniously scooped through the legs. A little bit imaginative. In the end, under pressure, the clearance is excellent.
You have to come into the line-out, otherwise I slow it down. Come in, please.
Luca Piper just having a word with the forwards, wanting to get them into that line-out. Nice and quick, doesn't want them delaying it. Jump at the line is from Marco Fuser.
L'eventuale concussion è uscito il numero 10 Nicolas Sanchez, è entrato il numero 22 Juan Martin Hernandez.
Italy looking to get the drive on. And they're going through the gears in the maul.
There's the ball.
You can see Sergio Parisse at the front of that, bringing it down himself, I think, sensing that he wanted to try and set the platform up for his team with all of his experience rather than see the Argentinians splinter the driving maul. But, well, either way, a phase or two later, holding on the floor is the decision, and Argentina will have the penalty and a chance to clear and take themselves into Italian territory. So we're getting confirmation that it is a permanent change for Nicolas Sanchez. The occasion of his 61st cap will not be a memorable one. Hernandez got a total of 55 points during the Rugby Championship, so he's a decent points machine to have on the field regardless. Ball is overthrown at the line-out, and well, it was an initial chance for Italy to try and tidy it up. It's an advantage being played to Argentina here. Piper will give them the chance to bring it forwards, but Landajo is down. I don't think the players on the near side have quite heard the whistle. Matias Orlando coming forward, but Martin Landajo has taken a bit of a knock here. Sergio Parisse just checking in with the referee. Do have a television match official, Brian McNeese. There is Landajo. Okay. Just goes out of our picture. Beautiful autumnal sunshine in Tuscany. Great conditions for some running rugby. Landajo back to his feet. Skipper the Pumas on a few occasions. His father, Tomas, played 14 times for Argentina between 1975 and 1981. Pumas representation running through the blood for Martin Landajo.
Stay there. Stay there.
Conor O'Shea muses as to how the first couple of minutes have gone.
Roach. Fine.
Good field position for Argentina. They've lined up with 5 to the left of the scrum. Just Cancellieri off to the right. Landajo is, well, trying to get Leguizamon to pick. It wasn't the tidiest. Ended up finding Hernandez. Ball is out and loose for the scrum half, but Argentina try and get a bit of a drive on through the midfield. Now they play it away to Orlando. Tommaso Boni getting involved in the tackle, but the referee spotted an offside, so there's a penalty advantage being played to Argentina here. They'll be given the chance to create something.
That is fine, that's all right.
Or indeed the referee will decide the creation of something wasn't happening fast enough. And is this going to be a first pot at goal for Hernandez? Landajo gives him the ball. And it is going to be a shot at the sticks.
Per favore silenzio dal quiz, aspettiamo il calciatore, respect the kicker.
Hernandez doesn't waste any time. So much so, he was almost kicking over the announcement, asking people to respect the kicker, which would have had a certain irony to it. But Argentina take the lead, 3 points to nil. Both sides still feeling each other out in the first 11-12 minutes, each with opportunities and breaks. Leguizamon takes it well. Italy have arrived in number and forced the turnover and the penalty. And how often do you see that? The team scores the points and immediately concedes. A little bit of afters that Leguizamon's not too happy about. Nicolas Creevy just being led away. Had a word with by the referee, Sergio Parisse. One of the easier decisions a captain will have to make. 3-0 down, chance to level it up. And Carlo Canna will be given the duty. 94 points for Italy, Carlo Canna. You would expect him to cross the 100-point mark in this afternoon's match. just settles in. Plenty of the Pumas are facing the posts, ready for any knockdown off the woodwork. But they're not going to get it. Carlo Canna doesn't put a foot wrong. And Italy square it up. 3 points apiece. Just over 30 minutes played. Hernandez with the restart. Cancellieri, the front man, trying to chase that. All he's done is run into one of the Italian defenders, so they now try and get quick ball.
Release. Yep.
Violi goes digging, fires it back deep for Canna. It was touched, so there's no offside, which could suit Italy in terms of trying to chase this one down. Ball fired off to the right. Little chip through from Hernandez. Argentina trying to just probe into the corner, but Italy have returned. Hernandez gets back there. A little bit of aerial ping pong inside his 22. He's got the right to go for the touchline, but well, that ball has just bounced over the head of Violi, who's ended up with a bit more work to do with less time on the ball, and Violi's got to be careful here that he doesn't hold on to it on the floor.
Leave it blue. Yep,
The referee called leave it blue just as it was coming back on the Italian side, so
pushing it back on the ground.
Man playing the ball on the ground is the decision. The penalty that goes against the home side. This one from wide out on the right. Argentina decided that they're going to take it down that touchline. They have. Trying to bend that banana kick into the corner. Safely into the 22. They'll have to get a good rumble on if they're going to try and get the drive on from there. Well, having said Sanchez was a permanent change, you can say that he's now back onto the field. Obviously gone for the head injury assessment, so apologies for that slight misinformation, but we have the starting fly half back on the field. And Quad 19 Hernandez's cameo appearance will no doubt be added to a little later. He's got 3 points on the board for himself, but Sanchez now able to rejoin the action as Argentina have it in the Italian 22. Landajo again. On the dummy short ball was Orlando, but the referee has said it was close enough to the action to actually be an illegal obstructing run. So it's a penalty to Italy. It's not been flush with a lot of accuracy so far, the opening 15-16 minutes.
If the sack is good, it's full in the front, you cannot move. You have to bring it down. Step over, please.
Italian line-out. Luca Bigi played in all 3 of the June tests. Jump was from Dean Budd, the New Zealand-born second row. Debut in June against Scotland. He's started every game since. 31-year-old. It's now there at the back for Violi. Gets a decent bit of height to it, probably only about 9 or 10 metres. Jump from Cancellieri is good. Wasn't really challenged in the air. Fell to the ground, but referee happy enough with it. Now Italy go for that initial punch up through that first receiver channel. Now Landajo gets the call to his right. Sanchez with the pass, but it's come back on the Italian side, and they're trying to use it quickly here. They come a little wider. What's the option for Tommaso Castello? Little man cutting back the other way. There's certainly an advantage for the high tackle on Leonardo Sarto. Little debate in that one. It was Boffelli. More of a clothesline, wasn't it? That's an excellent effort from Canna. His forwards will love him for that. Giving them the platform now from about 7 metres to try and build to more than we've seen so far in terms of the penalty. Cancellieri, on his third start, came off the bench against England at Twickenham, just gets back to rejoin the line, just the far side of the posts, as we wait to see this line-out brought into action. Bigi looks to go to the back to Parisse. Parisse feeds it off. They're going to try and peel around the corner. Brilliant chop tackle on Fusser. Now they come to the right again. They're not really lined up there, Italy. They weren't ready. And they knock it on. Didn't look like the right option. Should have potentially kept going the same way. And already we're having to have a word with both of the captains. Let's have a listen.
But if you accept this now, the next player who starts something, I should give a penalty against him. Okay, thank you.
Well, it's simple as that. Next player that starts a bit of handbags is going to have a penalty against them, and I'm sure it'll only increase from there. It is just a bit of needless pushing and shoving, isn't it?
Previous one, your number 12 started. There's two guys, bro. There we go. Square shoulder. Roach. Fine.
Argentina, the weightier pack. Italy will want to do what they can to keep the pressure on the Pumas in this area of the field. It holds steady for now for the visitors. They pick through Leguizamon, but it is a penalty to Italy. Stadium roar. Coming down to the near side.
Number one. Okay. Penalty. Number one.
It was given by the assistant on the near side. It's against Santiago Garcia Botta. Figueroa's man slipped down of his bind on the near side. Italy in that sort of position. Fancy doubling the tally. Slowly descends Carlo Canna. Metronomically slots his second penalty, and Italy get themselves into the lead for the first time in the game. End of the first quarter of the match. It's Italy 6, Argentina 3. Sanchez goes deep with the restart. Mattia Bellini up to the 22.
No. It's a tackle. It's a tackle you have to release. Don't play.
Piper looking to ensure he lays the law down about the tackle area. Pablo Matera pinged for not releasing the man who he'd brought to the ground. So much kidology in that area of the game. Bring a player down, do enough to loiter just long enough and see if the referee will give the penalty for the player not releasing the ball. Well, you risk the danger, as Matera did there, of being caught not releasing the man you've tackled. And well, with 44 caps of experience, Pablo Matera will try what he can, but he didn't get away with one there. Italy then wait to get the numbers into this line-out. They're arriving late, in they come, and then they'll snap to the middle of the line-out, feeding to Bud. Now on the wraparound, and Bellini had joined the centre of the line there. It didn't quite work. A flat wall of sky blue and white hoops was there. Parisse Tries to get the ball back. It's a little bit flat-footed from Italy as they come forward through Simone Pietro Ferrari. Now Canna, can he put a bit more on it? Finds Parisse, who steps through the gap. Parisse looks for that offload, but sensibly holds on to it. Will allow the recycle through his scrum of Violi, who finds Tommaso Boni. Violi again. Chop tackles coming in left, right and centre from Argentina. Lovotti with the last carry. Felled like a mighty oak. Now they go deeper again to Canna. Tommaso Castello is enjoying the physical stuff, but he got himself a bit caught there in trying to get straight over the Argentine defence. He drove himself into the floor and then didn't release, so it's a penalty to the Argentinians. Leguizamon has just lost a boot. Sanchez.
Yeah, give me a gap, please. Bring them.
Stadio Artemio Franchi is having a little Mexican wave while we wait for this line out. Creevy goes to Leguizamon, freshly wearing his second boot. Landajo. That was a nice flat ball on the gain line, allowing them to come forward and across it. Now they go out the back, and Sanchez, Tukulet joining the line. Haven't seen too much of the fullback on his 50th cap, but Argentina with a bit more momentum here, and Lavanini with a decent carry. Argentina come again through Marcos Kremer. Landajo looking to go the same way again. Sanchez trying to ferret his way through the mass of bodies. Now they come back from where it came, and Botta will set up the platform right in the centre of the park. On the wraparound is Matera. Doesn't get much change out of the Italian defence, but, well, now they managed to find a few extra metres. Suddenly sprang open. Francisco Minto gives the penalty away. Argentina have got a free go here. They lose it from the back of the ruck.
Number six.
Minto has given the penalty away. Argentina go quickly. They're that close to the line. Landajo opted to give it to Botta, but he couldn't quite get there. He's looking for the options. They're still short.
Offside, Jacko.
Landajo goes right. I think there's been a call from the assistant for offside. Finally, the referee hears it. Argentina still knocking at the door. There's a penalty coming regardless. Lavanini swamped in defence. Now they look to come a little longer. Sanchez, have they got more width on it? Leguizamon, then it's tapped all the way out to Boffelli. Tukulet being given a fair amount of chance, opportunity to put something together to create the try here, Argentina. Leguizamon, Piper's seen enough. He's going to bring them back for the penalty.
15. Yeah.
Oh, they tap and go quickly again. There's no thought to put it through the sticks and level it up. Pumas want more out of this attack. They go again to Lavanini. He'll carry like that for them all day. Creevy ends up smuggling it back through his legs. They just changed the point of attack to put Alemanno close. Landajo again. Oh, he just hesitated. A little bit of white line fever from the experienced scrum half there. It surely needed to go, and again it's tapped down. Cancellieri, dancing feet. Is he going to get there? Yes, he is. It's try Argentina. And on his third start, Sebastian Cancellieri is the man who drops it down.
Yeah,
and Argentina get themselves back in the lead.
Inside to go for the try. Might have been a high shot. Wasn't clear. Advantage enough for you guys.
Great finish from the winger. Played his rugby at the Hindu club in Buenos Aires. Sanchez now with a chance to add the 2 points.
Yeah, it's just scratching. No, it's not the body. It's scratching.
Sanchez, it's his first effort at goal, having gone off a little earlier and allowed Hernandez to get the first points on the board.
Right there.
That one going slightly adrift.
Yep.
Italy 6, Argentina 8, just coming up to half an hour played. Canna with the restart. Both teams from the restart very much opting for the deep kick. Try and put pressure on. Leguizamon is the one to put boot to ball there. Jayden Hayward comes forward, then finds Parisse. Now they come back through Violi. Canna stepping right, off the right, and then they find a good bit of space to send Marco Fuset trundling upfield. They look to the right again. This is Braam Steyn. Not seen too much of him so far. It's opening up for Ferrari. They go again. Oh, and it just proved to be too narrow for Leonardo Sarto. You wonder whether Ferrari should have pinned his ears back, lived up to his surname perhaps, in terms of going for the line. Good to have mobile forwards who will be aware of the opportunities around them, but Ferrari was in a great position having got through that gap. Here's another look at the try. Cancellieri just shrugging off the attempted tackle of Jayden Hayward. Steps back in. It's poor defence from Italy really there. Cancellieri though, like a slippery eel on his way to the try line.
Yeah, just give me a gap, please. I'll set it up now. No, he's in. He's in. That's good.
Creevy. Not the tidiest line out, and it's actually Andrea Lovotti who's going to profit from it. Italy now find themselves 3 meters out with possession, but
Ball's going forward.
well, from my angle, I have to admit I didn't see the little nudge forward.
Your player lost it. When he turned, he lost it forward.
Referee was right on the mark. Argentina will breathe again.
Let's go. Yeah, just square. Roach. Fine.
6 out of 6, as you can see,
It's
in
already in.
terms of scrum time for Argentina.
Okay. 2 of you already in contact. We need a gap. Gap.
Saw through the Rugby Championship that Australia were doing a decent job of sending the Puma scrum backwards. They don't like that. Very much seen as one of their traditional strengths. It's been performing pretty well today.
Crouch. Fine. Sit.
Landajo gets low. Hovers around the second row. Penalty, Italy.
Even. Away. Away.
Parisse
Yeah.
being bothered by Landajo. Landajo, well, no care for his own self-preservation, picking on a man twice his size.
Overlapping on my side.
Parisse.
Feedback, flat on the ground.
It's obviously turned around to Carlo Canna and said, well, you can get us back in the lead with another 3-pointer here. If the Pumas are going to be indisciplined at the scrum. Just talking about it. Proven to be found out again under the pressure of the Italians, who have the lighter scrum, but so far they're just getting some penalties out of the Pumas set piece. Canna with a chance for another 3 points. Well, there he is. Well and truly over the 100-point mark for Italy. Up to 103. Carlo Canna, 3 out of 3 so far. And more importantly, in terms of this match, gets Italy ahead once again. Argentina may have scored the game's only try. Carlo Canna with 3 penalties has Italy in the lead by a point, 9 points to 8.
Inside.
Italy with
Don't
it.
keep him on yet.
Violi. Back for Canna. Canna under a fair bit of pressure. Didn't get a lot of depth on the clearance. Argentina, having had the restart, will be relatively happy with how that little procession of play has gone. Put the pressure on, they've ended up with a line out. But the line out's got to function better than that. Sergio Parisse tidies it up and comes round to the front, down that 5-metre channel. Canna, then through Castello, and then Boni, and they get all the way out to the right wing to Sarto. Plays his rugby with Glasgow Warriors in the 2nd year of his deal there. Canna, little chip through for himself. Landajo gets hold of it, but there was a knock-on advantage coming. Nice to see Carlo Canna mixing it up a little bit. There's the drop at the line-out. Parisse would have enjoyed the chance to run at Landajo, given their pleasantries exchanged on the try line a few moments ago.
No, please use my mark, the left. Yes. Roach. Fine. 6.
Great angle here in the scrum. Italy certainly looking more comfortable in possession. They've squeezed a penalty or 2 out of Argentina. They're told to use it. Not going to have the moment of getting the penalty. Violi finds Sarto, who cuts in from the right wing. Decent run from him. Then away from Violi again. Canna pumps the dummy and then releases the little shorter ball. Cute hands, but Canna is down and signalling to the sideline. I wonder if he's got an immediate injury there.
Counter-ruck is good.
Italy with possession still, but is their fly half in a bit of trouble? He hobbles back into the line. Seems to be all right for now. Waits on the right. He'll get it from Violi, then pop it back inside. Nice angle from Castello. Penalty Argentina. It may have been a nice angle by Castello, but under pressure. Held on to it too long.
Double spin by the ball carrier. Moving the target.
Here the referee, the double spin. Here he goes. He knew he was having it ripped from him, so he just goes for one more rotation. And yeah, quite right from the referee. Sanchez getting some magic spray. Might have picked up a bit of a dead leg there. Wondered if that was what Carlo Canna was down. Maybe both of the 10s have taken a bit of a shot there.
Yeah, this is the middle. Yeah, that's fine.
Creevy. Italy have stolen a couple, as the graphic tells you. Parisse appealing for the ball to get in, taking too long. In no uncertain terms, piling the pressure on, but then straight through the gap is Matera. Brilliant line from the flanker. Ball passed back in field. Italy perhaps lucky not to be caught or given offside as they retired back into the line
Leave it
there.
down, wide, leave it. Lou's got it, turnover's made, first man.
Turnover is affected. Italy with it. Argentina suffering at the breakdown a few times. Ball is cleared by Hayward. It's a brilliant clearance. Key turnovers for Italy. Well, getting them out of jail just at the moment they want to. Pitch is just cutting up a little bit down there. Plenty of appealing to the referee. Fascinating there in terms of the conversation going on from Parisse to the referee. Loads of chat during the line-out as they were taking their time to get it in again, the Pumas, making sure they knew what the call was.
Thank you.
And then just as they'd rushed it, well, they forced Creevy into not throwing it straight. They've ended up with the scrum. Parisse immediately signalling to the referee. They're certainly beginning to feel that this is an area that they have an advantage.
Both not one here.
Just got a bit of a pause. Referee and his assistant just having a discussion about, well, I think the near side in general. Botta and Ferrari have each had a bit of a slip forward. I think the last time Ferrari went to ground, Italy were encouraged to get the ball away. Botta certainly in his own 22 was penalised. So it's an area where I think the referee is focusing his attention.
Both of you. Okay.
There's the conversation from the referee. What difference would it make? Marcello Violi made his debut against Scotland in that Rugby World Cup warm-up game in 2015.
Crouch.
Just his third start after a knee injury, wrote off much of last year.
Sit.
In that trio rotation, the scrum goes straight down. Well, that's everybody at the front going to ground.
I'm not going to guess, and I think your team moved, so I'm not going to guess between you.
Tito Tebaldi
I think it was you.
is playing number 2 this week. Eduardo Gori.
Let's do it again.
Was involved last week. Speaking to Conor O'Shea during the week, he said it's just about giving a few people a crack. Also mentioned in terms of the unchanged 15, how although he knows there's a few players knocking on the door that want to get involved, consistency may just be the key to get his team a bit of a run through this autumn series. Goes down again, and this time it's a free kick against the Pumas. Parisse wastes no time. Referee says play on as Violi nearly loses it. And they have a penalty advantage as well coming to Italy. They've got no scrum half to begin with. Then Violi puts the ball over the top. He knows he's got a free shot here. It's just bouncing around. Sarto putting the pressure on. Where is Boffelli going? Lateral before he goes forwards. Referee happy enough that the advantage had been played. Landajo. Our clock has gone red. More. Italy trying to hold it up. Argentina sent the men in to try and take it to ground. The referee says that'll do. It was going to be an Italian scrum, but at the very least it stops Argentina in their tracks as they try and counter-attack out of the 22. And when all said and done after the first 40 minutes, well, we may have had the game's only try from the visitors, Argentina, through Sebastian Cancellieri, but 3 penalties from the boot of Carlo Canna give Italy the lead at half-time. They'll be hoping they can keep their noses in front after the full 80. It's Italy 9, Argentina 8 at half-time. So Sergio Parisse brings Italy back out of the dressing room after a half-time chat. Conor O'Shea pretty animated in there. He senses this is the perfect opportunity for them to get their second win of the year, to continue their November campaign. Interesting looking at the stats at half-time, very even on possession, 49% to Italy, 51 to Argentina, 7 penalties conceded apiece, 6 turnovers conceded to 5, and just 6 errors from Italy, 3 from Argentina. But it's Italy who have their noses in front on the score sheet. 9 points to 8 as Nicolas Sanchez gets ready to get the match restarted. 9 years since Italy have beaten Argentina. 40 minutes stands between now and then potentially getting that result over the line. Jakob Piper gets us started for the second half, and it's a little bit untidy from Bellini. Change been made. Leonardo Ghiraldini is onto the field for Luca Bigi. They've brought a fair bit of experience on there. Ghiraldini getting his 88th cap. Former Treviso and Leicester Tigers man.
You take the line.
He's captained the Azzurri as well. But this is the Argentine hooker. Creevy goes to the back to Leguizamon. They've attached a few men to that. It wasn't going to be the biggest maul, just with 4 or 5 personnel in it, so they release it early, and then it's Cancellieri who joins the line. In the half-time huddle in the changing room, we could see pictures of Gus Creevy being the man in the middle. He's the man in the middle of a mistake just there, though. But he was in the centre of the huddle of players, such as the respect he commands. 70th cap today. Spent 8 years in Europe. Scored a try in the game against Georgia, which is Argentina's only win so far in 2017.
Roach!
They got close a couple of times in those Rugby Championship games, though, against the likes of Australia and New Zealand. Well, they were level in a couple of those games with an hour played, so they're really looking for that 80-minute performance.
Let's do that again. Yeah. A bit closer with the feet. Please, come closer.
Ball is with Violi.
Roach. Bind. Sit. Okay, before we even get there, there's something wrong. I need you to go away from the
Got a fair bit of work for
Jakob
Jakob Piper to do in the first half with the scrums. Botta and Ferrari were the focus of his attention towards the end of the first 40.
Yep. Not too far, please. Shoulders up. Not yet. Roach. Bind. Sit.
Violi
Advantage.
hovers off to the right. There's a penalty advantage coming. Parisse was preparing to pick it up, but you can see a little smile on the Italian captain's face as he knows that little delay by a half-second might just bring the penalty about, and Leo Ghiraldini is happy to accept the praise for being part of exerting that pressure on the Argentine and forcing them into conceding the penalty. And moving to, well, rectify this as quickly as they can, Argentina. Federico Zani is coming onto the field.
Sostituzione per l'Argentina. Esce il numero 1 Santiago Garcia Bofa.
Nogueira Paz.
Con il numero 17 entra Lucas Nogueira.
Now then, Hayward calls for the mark. Had plenty of time. Yeah, Santiago Botta makes way for Nogueira Paz. Just correcting that replacement. Daniel Arcade, obviously a little worried at the start of the second half that Botta wasn't able to continue putting up with the pressure, giving away penalty after penalty. Creevy. Go to the middle, it wasn't the tidiest. Landajo then with the dummy. They had to find a way of tidying that one up. Then they pick and go around the corner through Alemanno. Lavanini to Parisse. Didn't have to do much to affect the tackle. Lavanini just taking the yards by getting around the corner on the floor, but that was a good bit of go forward for the Pumas on that occasion, and then just trying to find a way through Boni. That's the 22-metre line. Landajo, he's having to go in, gathering for the ball. Sarto comes back with a counter-up. It's slow ball for the Pumas as a result.
Tackle out, one!
There's a red wall awaiting Argentina. A red wall or blue wall even. Penalty Argentina. Sanchez wastes no time. It's been pretty seesaw on the scoreboard. Argentina getting the first score of the match. Then Italy getting their noses in front. Cancellieri's try and put the Pumas back in front, and then Carlo Canna making it 9-8 before half-time. So this will be Sanchez's chance to put Argentina back in front once again. Flags go up, no problem at all. Italy 9, Argentina 11. Sanchez with his first successful kick of the afternoon.
Now you're kicking deep, but
now all these restarts have gone long. Is there going to be any change in strategy from Canna into the sunshine? It's not going to be the easiest one to take. Leguizamon does well. Plucks it out of the sky. Creevy. Argentina looking to put it through the hand out of the 22. It required a bit of a gather from Iglesias, but it's gone forward, and Canna now with a chance to run, and outside him is Hayward, and the volume goes up as Castello comes forward and finds Sarto. Sarto cutting back in field. 6 metres out. Violi gives it up for Bud. Violi goes in again. Now they go back to the short side. Was that the right option? There's a penalty advantage coming to the home side. Violi again. Looks for Ghiraldini. Pops it up off the floor. That's nice. Oh, but then the transfer goes to an an Argentinian hand. We knew there was a penalty advantage coming. Offside the call. And is this going to be Carlo Canna to put Italy back in front? Indeed it is. Need you ask? Parisse points at the posts. Canna will oblige.
This was offside. a lot of penalties when you come down here. You have to improve.
Four out of 4 from Carlo Canna. Puts Italy 1 point back in front. You may have heard Jaco Piper as well having a word with Gus Creevy underneath the post, just saying to Argentina there are too many penalties creeping into the game in that area of the field while Italy are trying to attack. So the warnings or possibly the cards might start to come. Oh, that is a colossal error from Sarto at the back. Can Argentina take full advantage? They can't take full advantage. That would have been to strike immediately, but second knock on, Sarto with a shake of the head. Scored against Argentina last year in the 30 points to 24 loss. Former Zebra man, made over 50 appearances for them, but that is untidy. Showed some decent form in the Pro 14.
Crouch!
Looked pretty bright in this game up till that little error. Just to put that behind him. Landajo.
Feed. No, we've asked about the feed. No.
Free kick to Italy.
It's a bad feed. The feed is under the feet.
He's now penalising
I've asked him a few
Landajo.
times to improve.
Feed into the scrum, not straight. Little shrug of the shoulders from Gus Creevy. Let's have a look here. Yeah. I don't think we need to look at that too many more times. Good refereeing. Italy certainly beginning to look more assured towards the end of that first half and in the second half, although Sanchez put Argentina back in front. Italy hit back and are back to that slender 1 point advantage, but they just seem a little bit more assured in terms of their game management so far. Will it remain that way? Knock on from both sides again at the line out. First one came from Argentina. Some more changes being made here. Italy's Lovotti now being replaced by Federico Zani. Change being made as well. Matteo Minozzi made his debut for Italy against Fiji. He comes onto the field and Leonardo Sarto comes off. Sarto will be perhaps a little disappointed after that little handling error. That was his last meaningful act on the game. And further changes for Argentina as well. Guido Petti coming onto the field. Matias Alemanno making way.
Leonardo Sarto.
Matteo Minozzi for Italy is, well, you might say he's from the sort of Shane Williams stable of back three players. Italy told to use it. Violi gets it away. It's going to be a traditional truck up from Castello. Now they get quick ball. Throw it away to Cancellieri. Little pirouette through the tackle to hold on to possession. Violi away to Canna. Francisco Minto just had to check himself. Now it comes back. Canna again. Now they're going to try and find a way to get the ball into the hands of Minozzi. Penalty Argentina. And Landajo goes quickly. Pops it up nicely for Cancellieri. Landajo.
No hand, leave
Argentina looking to turn this penalty into decent momentum. There is another penalty advantage coming. That was a low, difficult one to take. Sanchez has gone for the long ball on the outside. It wasn't backwards. So the referee will bring them back for the penalty. The Italian crowd appreciate the defensive effort to stop the ball going in at the corner, but Argentina will have another bite at the cherry.
Yep. Yeah, the same there, so... Pause. Okay. 10.
It's a tight old game. It's a game for the kickers. Almost get a sense that if one of these sides was to open it up and start going for the corners again,
the new laws, once there's one
start
man
pushing for the tries, well, maybe the other would follow suit, but it's a tighter chess game than that. It's a 1 or 2 point game. So Sanchez to put Argentina back in front. No problem. 12-14. Two out of 2 in terms of penalties. Just missed that earlier conversion after Cancellieri's try. You can see the turf is just cutting up a bit. Probably doesn't have to undergo that much pressure for the Fiorentina boys playing the football here. A few weightier studs coming through it on an afternoon like this. Creevy just has to stoop a little to pick that one up, and wasn't the easiest one for Kremer. He got that almost going backwards as soon as he received it. Done well to keep possession for Argentina. Creevy then releases it out the back, getting the call from his fly half. Matera with the carry. Landajo back for Sanchez. Looking to try and get down to that far touchline. Hayward has done well. Might have found himself a little isolated there, Hayward. He's managed to smuggle the ball back, and Violi's there. It's not the quickest ball. They're calling in Federico Zani to make the carry as the turf cuts up once again. It's like grandmother's rug down there, isn't it? High ball. Plenty of pressure from Canna. Italy might find themselves a little narrow defensively here. Argentina, well, might have spotted a chance to take that through their hands, but instead they find Hayward at the back, and Hayward will come forward with ball in hand. Just dances his way into the first tackle, and then away for Violi, who then finds Parisse, cuts back on the angle, and straightens up. Now Violi wants quick ball to find Dean Budd. Budd still with it. Castello. Good run from the inside centre. Finds his scrum half as well. And then Ghiraldini. They're bowling forward themselves now. Here's Yuri. Violi to Budd. Involved in the last few phases with some strong carries. The Kiwi-born second row. Parisse capable of stepping out of that first tackle so often. We've got 4 to the left here. Penalty advantage to Italy. They've got a shot to nothing. They'll have a penalty to go even further in front, but they won't need it because Marcello Violi has stepped to the back of the breakdown and dropped a goal. Very smooth from the scrum half. No penalty needed. Italy with their noses in front once more. Italy 15, Argentina 14. Another change for Argentina. Pablo Matera leaves the field, replaced by Benjamin Makome. 28th cap for Makome, the 31-year-old. First chance to see Matteo Minozzi. There are those twinkle toes. Violi gets Ghiraldini in there to make sure that the defence has got a longer way round to get to him. Not too many yards, and that's nicely tapped back for the new man, McKinley. Creevy to try and bounce into Marco Fusser. Landajo, McKinley. Straight into the physical hits. There's a penalty advantage to Argentina. Landajo to ship it on to Chaparro. Argentina just come down to the near touchline. Matias Moroni is onto the field for Matias Orlando as well in those changes from the Pumas. And from this position, do they fancy the shot? They do. It is a real tit-for-tat competition in this second half. Throughout the entire match, let's be honest. We approach the hour mark.
9 and 3. 9 and 3.
Sanchez, has he got that one? Yes, he has. Well, the lead has changed hands 9 times in this game. Italy 15, Argentina 17. Still only the one try. Cancellieri in the first half. We've got a drop goal to enjoy from Marcello Violi. And now Julian Montoya is going to take to the field for Agustin Creevy. And we also have Tito Tebaldi, who will take over from Violi. Bertrand is on for Landajo as well. So both sides ringing the changes. Ferrari comes off. Chistolini also comes into the front row for Italy.
Release!
Marcello
from Argentina. Nicely taken in by Hayward. Jayden Hayward trying to size up his options. Support arrives. It's away from Tebaldi. On to Parisse. And Mitozzi. Putting a little more width on it. Italy from Parisse onto Fusser. And they come again through Castello. Braam Steyn. Back in field for Francisco Minto. Minto offloaded it, but Argentina do well to drive Italy back in the tackle. Canna, man running around on the loop ball is Tommaso Boni. Certainly spotted a little chink in the Argentinian defence there. That's loose, comes off Canna. It's all absolutely fine. Or is it?
Forward, forward.
The referee says it went forward one way and then the other. Matteo Minozzi is just warming into this one. Came off an Argentinian hand at that point.
Right in. Go.
Another change for Italy. Giovanni Licata is hovering to make his entrance. He's going to replace Francisco Minto. Made his senior debut against Fiji, Licata. Sicilian man, earning his second cap, just 20 years of age.
Fine.
Played at number 8 throughout the under-26 nations. He's a key figure in the Azzurrini campaign. Junior World Championships, Italy finished a record 8th.
Leave it now.
Coming onto the field to play 6. Sanchez. Big clearance. Hayward's coming forward. Got the option of taking it quickly if he wants to, but just happy enough to settle it.
Pazienza, pazienza!
Just past the hour mark. We've said that it's often a tight contest between these two sides. Italy 15, Argentina 17. And neither of these sides put some daylight between themselves and the opponent. Tucked down from Parisse, aggressively and actively. Castello with the carry up the middle. Tebaldi goes to the left, then Canna with a little dummy. Put down in no uncertain terms by Julian Montoya. Minozzi has got himself a little isolated here. The ball is loose on the floor, but it's a penalty to Italy as the Argentinians go off their feet to secure it. Canna. Goes a little safely with that one. Saw Canna find some great momentum and a great kick into the corner in the first half. He's not risked too much on that one. It'll be the job of the forwards to try and get a few more yards. Ghiraldini. Parisse at the back. Maul is formed. Referee immediately saying that they may have to use it. Ghiraldini goes to the back, joined by Dario Chistolini. Italy managing to splinter away from a few of the Argentine defences, but now the ball's on the deck and Tebaldi's going to need a few more men out in that back line than currently exists. Now the forwards do fan out and present some options. You've got to use it here. All they do really is just move that ruck 4 metres to the right in the end. Now it's away. Contact.
6 away!
Busts through certainly when he's got a bit more of a run up than the 2 metres he had there. Fusser with the carry. Tebaldi. Ghiraldini. He's a real rolling boulder of a man, isn't he? Once he gets that ball, he wants to make yards. He wants to try and step around that first defender. Dean Budd then with the carry.
First man.
Penalty Argentina. Support didn't get there for Budd in time. That will be infuriating for Parisse and Conor O'Shea, certainly watching on. Building themselves into decent field position, Italy, but then coughing up penalties by just not getting the support there. That's where it becomes a real team game. That's where the support is needed.
Ruba questo, Sergio, ruba questo, ruba questo. Pelota, pelota, pelota.
40th cap. Gets the ball in, no messing around. Bertranu to the left. Lavanini. They go the same way again. Sanchez just suddenly puts a bit of pace through it. Found Cancellieri, who was over on that far side.
Leave 12.
Little reshuffle that's allowed Moroni onto the field.
Tackle release.
Bertranu to the right this time. Matera with a little bit of footwork. Goes through for Jayden Hayward. Hayward, not a lot of time. Argentina will be pleased with the result, and now they're beginning to step up their game management. That was good pressure If they can turn this into points.
Right. Control.
Montoya waits. Parisse trying to spoil at the front, but it went way past him. And now the maul is formed. Saw plenty of this from the Pumas in the Rugby Championship. Have Italy got an answer to it? They've certainly identified where the ball was and done a brilliant job on the initial bit of defending. And then that's a good drive from Licata. Cancellieri dancing this way and that, but wasn't getting rid of the challenges. Licata then with another hit. Fend was strong on Tommaso Boni. Bertranu looks to his options to the right. Finds Nogueira Paz. Now they go again. Italy defending with all their might here. Trailing by 2 points. They don't want to open that gap up any further. Bertranu again, Sanchez not finding an obvious way through. 11 phases now. Lavanini. Bertranu. McKinley. Quicker ball that time. Sanchez looks for the long one over the top, but they're going to find room here. Straightening was Matias Moroni. Maybe giving it would have been the best way for it to go, but now Italy are transgressed on the offside line. There'll be a chance for 3 points at least. Argentina under plenty of pressure there. Referee doing his best to give them a chance to use it. And use it they have. Getting over the line. Referee just has a look. I think just wanted to check with his assistant, but he's given the try. And Argentina get their second of the game. The advantage being played. There wasn't a lot that Jayden Hayward could do.
Okay, it's good.
Referee, I think, just checking it, but Marcos Kremer has got that ball down pretty safely. Solid conversion. And Italy find themselves in a spot of bother now. 9 points the lead for Argentina. Restart. Might not go the 10 metres, but Argentina are happy to play at it. Possession up to the halfway line. Bertranu looks to the right. Sanchez will now just kick those corners all day. Has he just overcooked that one, though? He has. They'll come back. Italy will need to up the tempo now, need to up the urgency. They've got 10 minutes. They've got to get 2 scores. Converted try and a penalty is what they need to win the game. Ghiraldini. Straight interception. Bertranu thinking about trying to take it quickly. It's a couple of metres in front of where that went out. So Federico Ruzza, second of those changes on the replacements from last week for Italy. Replaces Dean Bird, who well, acquitted himself well. Another change for Italy sees Ian McKinley come onto the field. Made his debut against Fiji. Such a great story, a man who, well, suffered terribly with an eye injury in 2010 in Dublin. Had a detached retina. He's wearing the goggles at the back. You'll see him no doubt shortly. Goggles now used by plenty of others across the rugby world. This is the ball coming down now for McKinley. Takes the mark. Former Leinster man. Italy needing to build into these 8 minutes. Thought his career was over, Ian McKinley. Wonderful story. Italy will have to try and spoil this lineup. They don't get much of a say at the front of it. It's a good rise from Lavanini. To the back with Montoya. Bertranu gets it away. Cancellieri was looking to try and come in on that inside line. It's Cancellieri who nearly plays scrum half. Argentina have got very few players out into the left field. As Montoya carries again. Bertranu now finds Lavanini again. Bertranu, one little pump and then tries to set Argentina down in the wider channels. Now they come back again. Kome. Sanchez using Lavanini again. Lavanini carrying as if he's just fresh onto the field at this late stage of the game. Bit of footwork from Sanchez to try and get through. Bertranu is under plenty of pressure to try and get it away, which eventually he does. Not making a huge amount of ground at the minute, Argentina. Montoya again. Going low. Parisse senses that he needs more support over to that left side as Argentina come flooding through. Italy in danger of switching off in the last few minutes of this and letting this game get away from them. Turnover ball. There's a knock-on from both sides. Italy will have the scrum. But in the meantime, further upfield, Italy have a player down. I'm not sure whether it's Leo Ghiraldini, possibly. Looks at some discomfort. Italy 15, Argentina 24. Just over 5 minutes remaining of the match. Seeing the reintroduction of Luca Bigi here, with an anticipation that Ghiraldini is not going to be fit to carry on. Like a bit of a knock to the right arm, forearm, elbow or shoulder there. Difficult to tell from our position, but Bigi is on and ready to continue. Here is Ghiraldini. Might have just been a case of his elbow going back in a direction it didn't really want to there. Time is off as the floodlights Stadio Artemio Franchi. Just make sure we don't have any loss of vision in the last few minutes of the game. It's a game where errors and penalties have rather dominated. Not had oodles of free-flowing rugby. Ghiraldini is, well, he's back to his feet, motioning that he wanted to get back into that scrum and carry on, but he's just looked over to it and he sees Luca Bigi stood there. The referee communicates to him that he won't be continuing, he'll be going off the field, so one wonders if he'd known that, whether he would have been sat out there, delaying play, continuing for as long as he did, but regardless. Clock restarts. Italy with a defensive scrum to deal with. Tebaldi. Scrum holds steady for him. McKinley. Big hit on Hayward. Hayward at the back. Oh, he's lost it forwards as well. Cancellieri has got his hands on it. Boni. Matera with the little close ball. Referee saying it was ripped back, so there is no knock-on advantage. Big tackle. They like that as Braam Steyn puts Sanchez on his backside. They go deep. Sanchez fancies the drop goal. That one's gone away. Argentina won't worry as long as they're in this half of the field, putting the pressure on Italy. The hosts are not near enough to add to the tally and threaten Argentina taking victory. They need to get up the other end and fast. Wasn't the deepest of restarts from the 22. Kick chase just not good enough from the Azzurri.
No more, 12.
Little close quarters stuff through Sanchez. Trying to get some pace and width on it now, Argentina, in these last quarters, just to seal the victory. Turning back in field is Joaquin Tukelet. Bertranu. Now they go close quarters to the right. Will Tukelet get in the corner? Yes, he will. Quick enough hands, left and right, in the right-hand corner of the field. And Joaquin Tukelet, on his 50th cap, gets the try. It was a quick transfer of the ball that got it there. Tommaso Boni, well, he couldn't mark 4 people at once, could he? That will take the game away from Italy, no doubt about it. Sanchez might have just nailed a superb conversion. That is brilliant from the fly half. One early miss, but it's been superb display from the boot beyond that. Italy 15, Argentina 31. And from a tight contest, it's now opened up in favour of the Pumas. They are finding the 80-minute performance that has avoided them for most of the season. Hayward comes forward.
Nicolas Sanchez,
Parisse.
Test match.
Hayward. Can Italy finish with a flourish? Nice little show. Bellini just run out of pitch.
¡Hay que correr! Dale, dale.
They overthrow deliberately to bring Iglesias onto the ball and now put a bit of width on it once more. Petranu. It's a knock on. It was desperate from Italy to do what they could to try and intercept that.
Good pictures. Good discipline.
Referee calling for those good pictures he wants to see. Good discipline in the scrum in this last minute.
Approach. 5, 6. Behind. Yes, ball out. Shoulders off.
Petranu got away from that, but McKinley has had other ideas and gone down the left side himself, and Italy have done well to drag him into touch there. Now we've got a little bit of afters between the two scrum halves. Italy take it quickly in all of that. Jayden Hayward onto Boni. Boni and Castello have shown a fair bit of go forward in their midfield roles as centres. There's not been too much of a gear change, which is what you would often like to see from two centres. And as that ball is held up, referee Jaco Piper says that will do us in Firenze. The wait for victory over Argentina continues for Italy then, going back to 2008. But for Argentina, it's a second win of the year after beating Georgia in June. They finally get the W after a difficult rugby championship campaign and a November series that saw them lose to England at Twickenham. But they've picked up victory on the road in Italy. 4 penalties from the boot of Carlo Canna and a drop goal from Marcello Violi, but 3 tries, crucially, to Argentina. Cancellieri's in the first half. Kremer and Tukelet getting over. The rest of the points coming from Sanchez with 1 penalty early on to Hernandez. The scoreboard looks more comprehensive in terms of the victory to Argentina. It was tight for a long while. There'll be disappointment for the Italians and no doubt for Conor O'Shea, but there are still plenty of young players in his charges that will see this as valuable experience, playing different types of opposition. It's finished Italy 15, Argentina 31 at the Stadio Artemio Franchi in Firenze. Italy will go on to play South Africa, of course, who they beat here a year ago. They will be hugely excited about that chance to take on the Springboks once more. Of course, Italy can feel pretty confident about their up-front work. At scrum time, well, they were certainly getting a fair bit of change out of Argentina. Winning penalties, that was allowing Canna to keep the scoreboard ticking over. As we said, that lead changed hands 9 times over the course of the game. Until, well, following Violi's drop goal, Sanchez got Argentina back in front with a penalty, then Kremer's try on 69 minutes. And Tukelet just a few minutes before the end to seal the victory. You could see Sergio Parisse having a few final words.
No, please.
Just losing sight of needing to put the final effort in. We saw perhaps in that last sort of 7 or 8 minutes from Italy, the 22 dropout restart where the chase on it wasn't that urgent, just allowed Argentina to get easy free possession inside the Italian half and then send it wide. Good appreciation from the fans here though at the Fiorentina football ground. 3 tries to Argentina, 55% possession tells a bit of the story. And Italy eventually conceding more of the penalties. It's a good win for the Pumas on the road. Italy will look to find victory against the Springboks. Can they do it for a historic second year in a row? We look forward to finding out next week. It finishes in Firenze. Italy 15, Argentina 31.